Joining us now, former D.C. Democratic Party chairman and News Nation contributor Scott A. Bolden, and America First Works executive director and former Trump 2020 campaign strategist Ashley Hayek. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Ashley, you know I'm going to start with you. Is this Financial Times poll an indication that former President Trump may be losing steam on the economy, an issue that has powered his campaign so far?
Absolutely not. Well, first of all, that poll was done right after her announcement and also has one of the lowest transparency scores. If you look at the other questions, President Trump does really well, but of course, that's not what's highlighted. The only people that are thriving off the Biden-Harris economy right now are the drug cartels and human traffickers that are making $1 billion a day off of our open southern border. President Trump has a track record. He understands the American people. He's always fought for the working man and woman. His administration was defined by policies that put money back into people's pockets, cut taxes, fueled economic growth. And obviously, it was President Trump who first introduced the idea of no tax on tips. Kamala Harris doesn't have a independent thought and has to attach to President Trump's policies because those are the policies that work. But the other thing is, the Biden-Harris administration has had 3.5 years to do something to make it a better cost of living, to reduce inflation. But Kamala Harris was the deciding vote on 2 major spending bills that led to insane cost of living, high inflation, and have hurt the American people. She was in the room on every major decision, and she was the one that, like I said, was that tie-breaking vote that caused all of the inflation that hurts people today.
All the inflation that hurts people today is Kamala Harris's fault, Scott. The same poll found 61% of voters believe that Vice President Harris should either take a completely different approach or make changes to President Biden's economic policy. So is it risky for Vice President Harris to appear alongside President Biden to lay out her economic agenda on Thursday?
Well, she's got to lay it out. She has no choice because she's running to be the president. I think that poll, whether it's an outlier or not, shows movement in the positive direction for Kamala Harris and her campaign. There's just no doubt about that. And here's the other thing I'd be concerned about if I was the GOP and Donald Trump is, in that poll, it doesn't show that the American people are blaming her for the Biden economy. Her name's not Biden. She wasn't the ultimate decision maker. She may be in the room, but that poll shows that they're not blaming her. But she's got to lay out her economic agenda. Remember, Biden here, she's going to accept some of Biden's policies like the infrastructure bill that even Republicans are benefiting from at the state level. But the reality is that she's got to define herself. And she's going to define herself by laying out that economic agenda. But what you're seeing also is in these crowds, this movement is what I call the coalition of the decent. They don't want the negative energy of Donald Trump. Donald Trump be smart to talk about the economy and immigration. He just can't help himself. He keeps talking about her being biracial, attacking women. His vice president does the same thing. And so you're going to continue to see her move up in these polls.
Will we consider to see her move up in these polls, Ashley? The flip side, a CNBC All-American survey shows 40% of Americans believe they'll be financially better off under former President Trump versus 21% for Vice President Harris. Is that a bigger tell on how voters feel these policies would impact their own lives?
Oh, absolutely. But, going back to her economic plan, she doesn't have an original idea when it comes to fixing the economic mess she's helped create. And she's had to copy President Trump's playbook because she knows it works. And I would say the American people aren't fooled, which is why you see the other poll numbers. We have boots on the ground in the target battleground states right now. And everybody is saying it's the Biden-Harris administration that has put this country in the position that it's in with the rising costs and high inflation. People forget that Kamala and the Biden-Harris administration rolled out an enforcement program that actually aimed at collecting more taxes on tips. They also passed legislation that would add 87,000 IRS agents to go after middle and low economic families. So the American people see this for what it is. It's a weak attempt to mimic the policies of President Trump. And I honestly look forward to seeing her economic plan, too. And I hope that she does that with the press gaggle.
Well, on Thursday, Scott Bolden and Ashley Hayek, I know that we will hear something at the DNC. 84 days till the election, and it should be exciting. Ashley Hayek, Scott Bolden, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's some